and streaming live on the First Federal Facebook page.
Yes, indeed, it is a beautiful Friday morning. It's like 60 degrees outside. Starting to see some daylight out there. A little bit of cloud, but that's okay. We're joined by Edwin Gottschalk for the First Federal Program. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Paul.
How are you doing today?
Really good.
You actually brought nice weather this time instead of, normally you bring the cold, the white stuff.
Yeah. Oh, might have some nice rain for your yard.
Yeah. There's some rain possibilities this morning and then again next week. So
I guess that's what you want more in July or August. But
yeah, it happens though.
well, I hope the farmers have got most of the crops out. Looks like they have.
I hope so because it's getting close.
Yeah, it really is. Well, we got Thanksgiving coming up, Paul.
Yeah, next Thursday.
You got any big traditions in your household or your larger family?
Watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
Got some good memories of doing that as a kid.
Yep, that's about the only tradition we stick to every single year. Everything else is kind of always in flux.
What about when you were a kid? Same?
Traveling somewhere because somebody always held it somewhere else.
Not here?
Not at my house.
Yeah, that's fun. Well, it's a great time to get together with family. I think that's probably the greatest tradition is just gatherings.
Yes.
Gatherings around a nice meal. And it's fun to think about kind of the origins of Thanksgiving here in the United States also. I guess other countries aren't necessarily celebrating.
No, Canada, I think, already had theirs.
Yeah, they have a different one, don't
Yeah.
they? Well, that's fun. Well, we wanted to also mention next week, the Friday, Black Friday, of course.
Yes.
We're not going to have a First Federal radio program on Black Friday.
All right.
It's a blackout. So I wanted to make sure our listeners and viewers knew that ahead of time so they weren't surprised.
Yeah. So will the bank be open?
Yes, the bank will be open.
All right, so I can stop and get money on my way to shop.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's an essential part. We've got to be there for you on Black Friday. You'll need the money.
Yes.
Sure, there'll be a lot of sales and deals on that day as usual.
I'm sure there will be.
Okay, our trivia this morning, Thanksgiving-ish.
All right.
According to USA Today, what's the most popular Thanksgiving side dish in Indiana?
Ooh, all right.
A, corn casserole. B, green bean casserole. C, stuffing. Or D, macaroni and cheese.
Okay. I had 3 out of those 4, so I don't know.
There's no cranberries.
No cranberry sauce, no cranberries, no mashed potatoes even.
I'm in Kiwanis, though. We used to, a long time ago, serve a side of cranberry sauce or cranberry stuff. But we'd have most people say, no, thanks. No, thanks. And then you'd have some people like, ooh, cranberries, but it wasn't that many of them. So that one didn't make it on our choices.
Do you prefer the canned or the homemade?
Homemade.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it can be really delicious.
Yes, it can be.
So, might try a new recipe, Tanner. Welcome.
Welcome. Yes. Glad to be here this morning, like every week.
You might try making some cranberry sauce this year for your turkey.
I don't know if anybody would eat my cranberry sauce.
No, that's not.
Maybe your wife could make it.
There we go. She's the better cook on this.
Then you'd need to eat it if she made it.
You're
That's
right.
part of the deal.
You're right.
Yeah, we'll send her a message here after
I'd
the
give it
show.
a try.
Really? Great.
I'd give it a try.
Okay,
I don't
new
think I've ever
tradition
had it,
starting.
so
Oh,
I don't think I've ever had it.
All right.
way to nudge. I like that.
Yeah.
I like cranberry juice.
Done. This is a done deal.
Yeah.
Well, another part of Thanksgiving time is there's a lot of sports going on.
There are.
Things start to be ramping up here now. We left baseball behind in the dust. The
Yes.
long, enduring season of baseball is over. That was pretty fun.
Well, as a Cub fan, you got to be kind of excited right now.
Oh,
I would think.
I'm very excited.
It looks like they're in aggressive mode now.
Yeah, I loved seeing that because it was, one, unexpected, and two, they're going for the top.
Yep.
So that doesn't happen very often, and
No.
that's a great sign. It's like a big green light.
I read an article yesterday. It sounds like they're going to put the full court press on Shohei Ohtani.
So that's
Trying to
excellent.
get him to Chicago. So
I saw a list where they were not in his top 3, according to what someone thought so far. So
money talks.
there
We'll
we
see.
go.
We'll
Of
see.
course, we're talking about the Cubs got a new manager.
Yes.
They fired
Yes.
their their beloved friend manager and got the top strategic manager in the National League.
And I don't think they made that move unless they could get Craig Counsell.
Yeah.
I think they were pretty pleased with Greenhouse back for another year at least.
Same.
But when Counsell became available and they found out he's interested,
Yeah.
you got to take a shot while you can.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yep, I agree.
But yes, high school sports are cranking up.
Yeah.
Getting started, or I already have started. I know Johnny had the rundown on that, so I'll let him take care of that. But I got the college sports and national sports around the state and the local area to report on this morning. College basketball's underway. Some teams have 3 or 4 games under their belt now. There have been some good games this weekend of the Big Ten and Big East were in the GABA games. Not all of their teams, but a lot of their teams. So that's been some good games. Purdue beat Xavier.
It was a quality win.
Yeah, Xavier's a scrappy team. Sean Miller's back there in his second year. In his second stint was Xavier, so they made the Sweet 16 last year. But that game was at Purdue, so that helped. And now Purdue's got to get ready for a gauntlet field in the Maui Invitational next week, which has themselves, which they're ranked number 2. Number 1 Kansas is there. Number 4 Marquette is there. Gonzaga, who they play on Monday, who's ranked in top 15, is there. And also Tennessee, who's in the top 10. Then you got UCLA and Syracuse not ranked, but they're pretty good programs too. And then Shaman, of course. So it's a gauntlet, but that's what you want. You want to play some tough teams early on. I think
See what you're made of.
Yeah, see what you're made of. You might take some bumps early on, but I think it shows good results usually in the long run. And then we had some big games. Michigan State played Duke. Kentucky played Kansas. So we've had some big games. Indiana's playing Connecticut on Sunday, Madison Square Garden. So starting to get some big games. That's what I like. That's when I feel like college basketball's getting ranked tough because first it's like, still in college football mode, which I still think most people are, but
there's a lot of people that college basketball is their favorite sport,
especially in the state of Indiana.
Yeah.
So, but speaking of college football, all 3 big programs within the state are in action this weekend. Only 2 weeks left in the regular season. Kind of hard to believe we're already here. Indiana, tough loss last week in overtime to Illinois, an absolute shootout. If you're watching that game and didn't care who won, fun game to watch.
Yeah. For
sure. They are 4-point favorites tomorrow, hosting Michigan State. That game's at noon on the Big Ten Network. And Purdue's offense finally woke up last week, put up 49 points when the 4 games before that they didn't combine for 49 points through those 4 games. Against Minnesota last week, they traveled to Northwestern, who was 5-5, and
surprising 5-5.
Very surprising. Pulled the interim tag off of their coach David Braun and gave him the full-time coaching job, which I think is the right move after getting through that mess with Pat Fitzgerald and keeping that locker room together.
Nice
pretty
job.
Impressive. Purdue's actually 3-point favorites on the road tomorrow. That game's also at noon on the Big Ten Network. So it's going to be interesting to see what the main Big Ten Network chooses to put on there. I don't know. So
I went to Game Finder last night, and the IU game is going to be on the main Big Ten Network
There you
channel
go.
here for RTC.
there you go.
And then the Purdue game will be on the
Their exterior channel,
Yes.
which I know they have 2 or 3 now with
Right.
the network because of this.
just to
same
check
problem.
the upper numbers to find
Yeah.
that one.
And then Notre Dame's back in action after a bye week last week. They're 7-3. They're 24.5-point favorites at home against Wake Forest, who is 4-6. And of course, Notre Dame's quarterback Sam Hartman transferred from Wake Forest, so that'll be an intriguing storyline tomorrow. That game's at 3:30 on NBC. Colts, good one for them last week.
Yeah.
In Germany. An interesting low-scoring game, but they got the win over the Patriots. So they are 5-5 now, right in the mix.
They're showing some resolve, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they are. And they have a bye week this week, so no Colts game on WROI on Sunday.
Nope.
So Colts fans and players alike can rest up for 1 week and get ready for next week.
I've been pretty pleased with their new coach.
And I think
so
he's done
far.
a pretty good job.
Yeah.
So, and the Chicago Bears have a record of 3-7. They're in action against a NFC North rival this week, the surging Detroit Lions, who are 7-2 on the year. And I'm not joking when I say this; they are a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, they're good on both sides of the ball.
They are good and fun to watch.
They give you trouble on both sides.
So
It's not. We're not used to them having success on either side of the ball
No.
Regularly, but
No.
they've been very consistent
Yes.
for the most part.
Well coached.
Yeah.
Everything's going good so far for Lion fans. So they are 7-2. Like I said, they're 9-point favorites. That game's Sunday at 1 o'clock on Fox. But you never know with division rivalries. You play them 2 times a year, you know them pretty well. So
The prevailing statistic right now for Bears fans like myself is that the head coach Eberflus for the Bears hasn't beat a division rival yet since
Really?
he's been there.
you do.
Yeah, so I think
He
he's 0-6 or 7 or something.
Definitely do. So, and Paul, your Browns doing well so far, but
Yeah, well,
they got some bad injury news this week.
Yeah.
Starting quarterback Deshaun Watson done for the season.
6-11 this year is what we're predicting.
So you think it's a nosedive coming?
Yeah.
I don't know. The defense is pretty good.
When you start quarterback like that and goes out, is that like burning a huge pile of money?
Well,
Yeah.
I was thinking that last night in the Bengals when Joe Burrow went out, hurt, at least in the. I didn't watch the second half, so I don't know if he came back in or not. But I know the first half his wrist was hurt and he had to go to the locker room. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that's one of the teams in the league that can't afford to lose their quarterback, which most can't, but there are some more suitable than others. But NFL has been fun to watch this year. Very unpredictable week to week,
I like that.
especially in the AFC. Just so many teams mashed up there in the playoff picture. So,
I think to be a Chargers fan right now.
me too, for many reasons. As a Broncos fan, but they have so much talent, a good quarterback, and they can't win a close game.
No,
And unfortunately, Brandon Staley's probably gonna
they need to
get
move
the
on.
axe. Yeah.
They're very talented.
Yeah. I got some tidbits this morning, Paul, for you.
All right.
Just a couple this morning, not too many. On this day in 1863, Abraham Lincoln began his first draft of his Gettysburg Address.
It's kind of an interesting date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beginning point.
Beginning point, yeah, beginning point.
He must have
All
had
the
a nice.
drafts.
He must have had a nice diary saying what he was doing every day.
Must have. On this day in 1926, the Chicago Blackhawks played their first game and they beat the Toronto St. Pats 4-1. The Blackhawks, one of the league's older teams,
Yeah.
and they had lots of stuff.
You know, they had the first draft pick in the off season and got a really generationally talented young guy.
Yeah, he's good.
What was his name? Connor Bedard or something like that?
Yep, he is really good.
So that's exciting for Blackhawks fans. They've had some good fortune here in the draft in the last 10 or 12
It
years.
is amazing to me to see the NHL when they take these kids, particularly out of high school or just 1 year college, and they come into the league 18, 19 years old, don't miss a beat against these guys who are in their 30s. I mean, it's just.
The physical play and everything. It's
Oh yeah,
really hard
doesn't
to
seem
believe
to
it
phase them.
works.
And
Yeah.
it's like, well, you got this guy for the next 15 plus years. Hockey players can play for a long time. So, and then on this date in 2008, Twilight, the movie based off the popular book series, premiered in Los Angeles. Never seen any of those movies?
Nope.
Nope.
No, I haven't either.
I think I saw the first 2 back in the day.
I think combined, I've maybe seen 5 minutes of footage from all 3 films.
Yeah.
I didn't even know how many there were.
It was a popular book series, and then, of course, it turned into a popular movie series.
Yeah.
We've got some national days. Today's National Take a Hike Day. And I'm not telling you to get out of here, Paul. I mean,
I was going to say, I was getting ready to turn around and walk
you know,
away.
you can do what you want, but I was telling you to get out and, take a hike. Still not a bad temperature out. It might be raining today.
This is good hiking weather.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from the rain, although you can wear a rain jacket,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with a good hike in the 50-degree weather.
No,
Good
no,
way
do it
to
this
camp.
morning though, because they're saying temperatures are going to drop quick this afternoon. So,
Also International Students Day,
okay.
National Unfriend Day, and that kind of sounds negative, but I think it's more on social media,
Yeah.
which can still be negative, but
Clean up your list.
sometimes you gotta clean it up a little bit.
Haven't talked to you in 12 years.
Yeah. Don't think this is your account anymore. I think this is ran by somebody else.
Yeah.
It's World Prematurity Day, which is talking about premature babies, which I was one, so I got appreciation for that.
Congrats.
In National Baklava Day, I believe I pronounced that right. It's a foreign dish there. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I I can say it in my head, but I can't.
Is it a dessert or is it an extra? Is it a main course?
Baklava or something like that.
Yeah. It's a good question. I have to do more research on it. I'm trying to picture the picture in my head of it.
We're giving our listeners and viewers an
Yeah,
opportunity
some
to look it up
research.
for
Yeah.
us. That'd be good.
Yeah. It is National Homemade Bread Day, which is always
Ooh,
good.
Ooh, nice.
Homemade bread's
Warm
always
bread
so-
coming out of the oven.
Can't beat it.
Some butter.
Can't beat it.
Yeah, that's just a nice. That's just a nice thought, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those things that takes a long time to do, but it's usually worth it in the end.
It is.
Well, thank you, Tanner.
You're welcome.
Nice job. Got a couple of upcoming events. What are we looking at here?
Yeah, the St. Joseph Catholic Church is holding their annual pie auction on Sunday, November 19th, so that's this Sunday.
Another Thanksgiving side
Yeah.
Yes.
on the dessert end. But
This will be following their 10:30 Mass. It will be in the church hall. The event's open to the public, and there will be a free will donation lunch provided by the Knights of Columbus at 11:30. The pie auction will start at noon, and all proceeds will support the medical clinic at their sister parish in Haiti.
Okay.
oh, that's neat. Right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So if you're looking to get some great desserts, maybe survey your Thanksgiving, or but you don't want to make it, or if you're just in the mood for dessert Sunday, go to St. Joe Catholic Church at noon and bid on some pie.
Sounds great.
And we also got the Fulton County Choral Club is presenting the Hope of Christmas on Sunday, December 3rd at 2 o'clock. That's at Grace United Methodist Church. Your free will donation will be collected for the United Ministries Fund for that event as well.
That's a great cause.
Yeah, great cause. Fulton County Choral Club does a great job in their performances. They put in a lot of work. So go check them out. Once again, that's at 2 o'clock Sunday, December 3rd at Grace United Methodist Church.
Thank you, Tanner.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Dow Jones has had a good week.
Yeah.
Up over 2% so far this week. The markets loved the cooling inflation report. That was a little bit better than maybe expected by a little bit. And consumer spending numbers that were cooling off just a little bit. So the stock market loved that. A lot of companies were up for the week. So that was great. Again, we don't know what's coming. Kind of a weird time in our nation's economy, just given the still the pandemic, high inflationary time, and what's going to happen in the future. But it seems like things are moving in the right direction, so I'm feeling good about that.
Is this one of those throw a dart at the wall, see where it lands, and you're guessing about as good as everybody else?
That's a great question, Paul. And I will say the quote from the leader of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, was, "We're not sure." We're not sure about that, and we're not sure about this. It's like, oh, okay. So I guess we're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
That, we're all in this together, right?
Trying to control what we can control, do the best we can. And
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, we just need to see what's happening, more time go by to see what if there's more that needs to be done or not.
sometimes patience is a virtue. Sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thinking about First Federal this morning, we will be open on Black Friday. Thank you for asking about that earlier, Paul. We're still running our 10-month CD special. We talked about inflation briefly there, but it's a great time to be a saver.
Yes.
Finally. You've been waiting for 12 long years, and you can get a decent CD rate now and earn some money on your money. It's been a long time coming, and we're really excited about that. And maybe that trend will continue here for a while, it seems like. So our 10-month CD special is 5.10% APY. And the neat thing about us still having this nice rate CD is you may have taken out a CD last year or earlier this year that's maturing, and you got a great option still of putting it into something like this for another 10-month period. So we're excited about that. We'd love to help you out if you've got some money coming, maturing, or you got some savings that you decided maybe you can part with for 10 months and earn a little bit more. We'd love to help you with that. So please seek us out. Also, we're thinking about home loans. There are a few more houses on the market here in Fulton County than there have been in the last couple of years, so that's exciting. And we've got a special going if you're in that market of purchasing a home right now, all the way through the end of this month. You can receive a lender credit on your final closing costs, which will really help out. If that home loan's above $200,000, the lender credit is $1,250.
Okay.
If it's under $200,000, it's $750. So some good value there either way.
Yeah.
And we'd love to help you with that. Also, we've got a new special that we're going to be running through the end of the year, and that's in the situation, this might apply to even more of our listeners. If you've got some other debt maybe that's a little bit higher interest rate, maybe it's credit card debt, or maybe it was a personal loan or something like that, or maybe you've got an upcoming project and you're trying to figure out the best way to fund that project. Maybe it's around your home, you're deciding to fix something up because maybe you didn't find a home that you like. We've got a second mortgage special going on. And what that means is you can get some funding, a loan on your home, the equity in your home, without paying off your first mortgage that you might have, which might be at a low fixed rate. Almost everyone in the country has a nice low fixed rate on their home mortgage. This will allow you to get a smaller loan for a specific project or to pay off some debt, and you wouldn't have to refinance the whole thing and increase your financing costs. So it's a great option for us. We're offering a special rate starting as low as 8.5% or 8.864% APR for qualified borrowers. So if you're thinking about a project, or you're kind of needing to maybe get some structure around some credit card debt and start paying that down at a lower interest rate, this would be a great option for you, and we'd love to talk with you about that. So contact us at 223-2128. And we can get you connected with Ben Dalton or Stacy Wilson here in Rochester to assist you with that process and kind of help you thinking through that. Might be a great option for you to save some money. All right, we're still offering Simply Free checking accounts and Simply Free business checking accounts. Our free gift is a loaf pan. You're going to be baking for Thanksgiving. You might want to refer a friend and get a loaf pan, or open up a checking account yourself, and you can maybe surprise everyone with that banana bread. You guys like that? Or pumpkin spice bread? Have you ever had that?
More of a banana bread person myself.
They're delicious types of bread. You could make the homemade bread day. Kind of has me thinking about that right now. It goes great with our free gift for checking.
And you can refer a friend in person or online as well.
Yes, you can.
All right. Well, we encourage you to like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube channel. Tanner does a great job of making sure that you'll stay informed about some of these things that we were just talking about and other things we might be doing in the future. We're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Our borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines for those products we talked about. We are FDIC insured and an equal housing lender, and our NMLS number is 399927.
And that makes us legal.
Well, we're joined by our special guest this morning, Brian Johnson.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
First time on the radio?
This morning.
Well, any of our regular listeners know Brian's been a long-time guest of the show here and there, and that's because you've been at your job as the Director of Development at the Fulton County Community Foundation for a long time now.
Yeah, since 2007.
Wow, that's a good run.
It is.
Congratulations.
Well, it's a good thing to do.
Well, we're expecting you to have a lot of knowledge for us this morning based on that tenure
I'll try.
at the foundation. But you've got some interesting things to talk about this morning. One's an upcoming event, and two is another unique opportunity for giving that's surfaced. So tell us a little bit about what's going on at the foundation right now.
So the event that you mentioned, Giving Tuesday, that's something that we've been participating in for a number of years now. It's kind of that kickoff to the holiday giving season. Thank you. You mentioned Black Friday.
Yeah.
The day after Thanksgiving, then you have, Small Business Saturday. Put in a little plug for our local small businesses, a lot of the great ones out there, and then Cyber Monday. And then Giving Tuesday is the day that we focus on charitable giving, and it's really a worldwide effort to promote that. We've been celebrating that in Fulton County. Kind of turns into our annual meeting. We celebrate some of the things we've been able to do over the past year, invite donors in and the community in to see some of the impact that their giving has made, and really celebrate all the great things that we've been able to do in Fulton County.
Oh, that sounds great. Now you said invite in. So what's this event look like?
So Tuesday, November 28th is the day of the event. We go from 10 a.m. to 5:30. Put in a little plug lunch we serve from 11 to 2. So that's
Is that a popular time?
It is a very popular time. So So we'll be at our office here in Fulton County, and of course all three communities that the NICF serves are celebrating this. So if you're listening in Peru or Knox or North Judson, check out those offices as well. But here in Fulton County, we celebrate it here at our office, 227 East 9th Street, just a couple doors down from the bank.
Yeah, great location.
It is very convenient, and we invite donors to come in, the community to come in. If you've never heard of the Community Foundation and you want to check out and see what we do, we'd love to have folks join us, but we really encourage donors. It's a great time to make an end-of-year gift, to see some of the impact. We often talk about the grants when we make grant awards, but it's really neat to see the results of what those dollars have done, how they've impacted the community. And this is a day that we use to really celebrate and highlight that. And of course, WROI will be there, so listen for some of those stories that have happened over the past year. We'll also have Lifetime Philanthropy Award. We can't announce that yet, but listen about noon on the 28th, and
That's
you'll
exciting.
find out who receives that. Just kind of a neat way of celebrating those who give of their time, talents, and treasures.
They're mentioning like a lifetime award. Really, the celebration includes kind of a culmination of things from the beginning of the Community Foundation
It does.
here in Fulton County up to now. And the Community Foundation is one of those things that builds and grows over time. So the impacts, you can look back a long way and see how things got started and how those gifts long ago are impacting things
Yeah.
today. I love that kind of time.
Yeah, and it's neat how I can make a gift today to an endowment fund, and 10, 15, 20, 30 years down the road, that gift is still making an impact in our community. That's a situation we're in now. The Community Foundation is 30 years old, and some of those first gifts that were given, little trivia, Baxter Inc. was the first fund that was created in the NICF. Even though that was 30 years ago, that fund is still helping make grants in Fulton County today.
That is
So
just
it's neat to hear.
amazing.
Another exciting opportunity, of course, great timing with the end of the year. We have a couple of opportunities. I'd like to give a shout out to Rex and Chris and Matt out at Rapid View. They've been great supporters. Again, they're providing a dollar-for-dollar match for a couple of funds.
Oh, that's awesome.
So the Fulton County Parks, this is the county park group, they're providing a dollar-for-dollar match up to $10,000 for that endowment fund. And then also the Outlet Youth Center, they're providing a dollar-for-dollar match up to $15,000 to that organization. Of course, they've been instrumental in the growth of that organization. We want to see that continue to grow. So those two funds are dollar for dollar. And then the other exciting news that we just recently received from Lilly Endowment, part of the reason why we have a community foundation in Fulton County, is that they're offering another matching program. And they're allowing us to say that we can match gifts to community funds. If you're an accountant, that means unrestricted funds. We prefer the term community funds because they make grants out in the community, much easier to explain. But they're matching gifts to community funds $2 for every dollar donated.
Wow.
So we have an opportunity to grow what we give out. This year we've been able to give out over $250,000 in grants. This will help grow that even more. Our goal is to raise $375,000 here locally. Lilly Endowment will match that with $750,000. That will turn into $50,000, $60,000 additional in grants each year. So you think about that, that's going to make a big impact in our community. So,
Oh man, that's so exciting. And a lot of these grant applications are for innovative ideas to make this a better place to live and
Yeah.
work.
well, you think about some of the big things that have happened over the last year, and you can't not mention the Times Theater.
Yeah, very visible.
More details coming on that in the near future. I have an announcement here that there may be a press release coming to the radio station at some point, or already may be here.
That's exciting.
I don't think he was emailed me
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
So things like that are what these funds are used for to make an impact in our community.
Well, we appreciate you coming on again, Brian, and sharing some of these near-term opportunities. And the first one to keep in mind is you really need to go over to the Community Foundation on Giving Tuesday, and then you can get the full flavor of the impact of the Community Foundation here, and also how you can participate now and in the future.
Yeah. And it's great. Our community is great and has made you think we have $250,000 in grants that we can give out because our community has supported this organization throughout the years, and it's really neat to see and very encouraging to see that and all the impact that those donors' gifts have made.
I agree. Let's do some more and see what we can do together.
That's the goal.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, according to the USA Today, what's the most popular Thanksgiving side dish in Indiana? Corn casserole, green bean casserole, stuffing, or macaroni and cheese?
My favorite is stuffing, but I suspect that the answer is green bean casserole.
Okay.
That's what I'm feeling too.
Okay, I think that's what I would have picked too, although I already knew the answer. It's corn casserole here in Indiana.
I've never had that.
I have, and I like everything about it.
That was the 1 out of 4 that I had.
Well, you need to pull a recipe and start this year, Paul.
Yeah.
You're missing out, buddy. All right, well, let's end our show with some words of wisdom this morning from William Arthur Ward, an American writer. Gratitude can transform common days into Thanksgivings, turn routine jobs into joy, and change ordinary opportunities into blessings.
I like those words of wisdom. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you again in a couple weeks.
Yep. Thanks so much.